So with the Hunter Classic's most recent update that allows us to place 10 tents on all of our maps, I've started spending a lot of my GM to actually start buying tents and do some of that, and because of that, we are getting quite low. So I realized we have 4 different missions that we're at the very end of, and I actually managed to do one just while hunting for black bear. So basically we had to hard shot a black bear with a recurve bow. We set up our new black bear spot recently, and on the first shot I took, we managed to take that one down. So we've got 3 more to do today, and as we're trying to do those missions, we are going to be kind of hunting along in the process. But this first mission, the wording is really bizarre. It's something about like engineering an Ibex to be able to kill bears, and we're supposed to go and kill that Ibex. I imagine it's not going to be anything too crazy, but evidently it lives somewhere right down in there. So we'll go take a look. I don't know what to expect for this, but hopefully it's decent sized anyway. I don't think at least this guy actually has anything to do with the mission. We had a max weight track, so kind of took our time getting over here, and that's definitely not a bad one. So up to 270 in max weight. Go ahead and drop him there. I think we're probably far enough away that if the mission animal is spawned in already, it wouldn't spook from that. But a lot of times with these missions where you have to go to a certain location and take like a specific single player spawn animal, they'll give you some kind of indication that you've like reached the area, and we didn't get anything like that, so pretty sure that taking a shot like that's going to be just fine. And 95 kg, not going to be probably anything special. 225 actually, quite low scoring for a full curl Ibex, but nice to see a good one just in case the mission animal's not a special one. Apparently we're in the right spot. Now, I don't know if that specific like notification we get for the mission means anything, but a lot of times the animals are right where you expect them to be. I guess that's gonna be it. Just kind of an average sized male. Let's see if we can just get that shot in there, because I didn't see that before. I'm assuming that's just gonna be it. If this is a mission that's like the final part of a mission set and we're 3600 GM, that is pretty lackluster compared to some of them, but I mean, the one before this was like 7 brown bear in the same hunt with the inline muzzleloader, which I did by accident, but I guess maybe we earned a simpler one. I gotta think though, because I put a marker roughly on where the coordinates they gave us were, and I don't think it's gonna give any kind of unique labeling or anything to this, so we just gotta wait and see if we complete the mission. Alright, yeah. I really don't know why that's the route that these missions went on, but 3600 GM to take that guy down, and we actually got a good sized goat on the way through, but that unfortunately is going to be the easy part. The next couple of missions at least should be, in theory, a whole lot harder. So obviously we've switched maps, we're now on Hirschfelden, and we're going to be here for both of our final missions, and the first one requires us to take an airborne goose with the longbow, which could be quite interesting. You can see I have the 12 gauge Maisto here, because I'm figuring this mission might get some use out of this shotgun as well. If we miss a shot with a longbow, we're probably not going to hit one at a goose that's turning and flying further away. So we'll try to take maybe a couple with the shotguns, and hopefully the geese are going to cooperate and give us quite a number of shots, because this could take a few. Alright, we got a full break out of these guys. I think a flock this size is kind of ideal, because there's not so many geese to where we're not going to know what to focus on, and maybe we'll see one like switch to a better position or anything like that. Just got a couple. We'll get to hopefully pick out the best one. We're gonna short range call here, and really we want them to fly right over us. I don't know what we're gonna want to do here necessarily just yet. Maybe this guy? He's trying to land. Let's see if we can. Okay. Well, that's gonna save us a lot of time, because that's that. We'll go ahead and get that one too. I can't believe we just did that in our first shot. So there was a stream years ago where we did a challenge and I didn't have this mission active, but the first shot I took with the longbow, I was able to drop a goose out of the sky, and just like that, on a decent sized male, 5625, we're done. That is 7200 GM earned in the last 21 minutes, and yeah, on to the next one on Hirschfelden, which I certainly don't think is going to be that easy. I guess decent size bonus goose there. But what we need to do now is take a pheasant out of the air with the snakebite bow, and I'm kind of thinking if we bring our pointer along with us, he can kind of find the pheasants and maybe make it a little easier to get more opportunities. This one I've had active for forever, and I've just never been able to do it. So, I mean, at the pace we're going, maybe we'll get it on our first try. But we're going to bring tracers. I'm going to go ahead and use the Cupid arrows first, just to get them used up. And yeah, we'll switch our dog around, if we can do that in the right place. And hopefully, it can go as well as the others did. So hopefully radar can lead us in the right direction if we send him off tracking birds. Should be able to find some pheasants for us. And ideally, we're going to basically sneak up behind ones that are trying to hide in the grass and try to flush them to go straight away from us. And if we can catch them as they're flying in a straight line with the snakebite, that should be the easiest shot we could get. So radar's got a pheasant pointed out to us. I think it's somewhere right in this general area, but I can't actually see it. Oh, maybe I can see it. Not with binoculars up, but it's right about there. I don't know why he is getting closer all of a sudden, but it got the pheasant to stand up. I don't really know what he is doing. Kind of confusing me, but there's a lot of pheasants on this field. So I'm wondering if we just sort of do this, can we, for one, get it? We shot close, but not quite close enough. But the one stayed. That's kind of why I didn't want to flush them with a whistle. It threw us off a little. We weren't able to be, like, drawn back and ready to go. But we can kind of just get a second chance here. Once they try to hide, they're going to stay hidden, so we can run right at it. This time, we know where it is. Going to keep an eye on it so we don't get too close. And this time we'll actually whistle at it and try to be a little more set up. Now the question is, what do I actually have my whistle key set as? Just that. Ooh, okay. They do a little bit of a side motion as they go to flush, and that kind of threw me off there and on the first one. So we're going to have to aim a little higher, because I think both times we were too low and then off to one side. But they're flying quick enough, I can't even switch to the shotgun and take them like I had kind of planned on. So I guess for this one, we'll just have to eventually get a better scenario. I think just because there's two of them, we're going to really go for broke here and see if we can kind of flush them from the other end of the field and have them kind of fly towards us, because if we can get lucky with where they want to land, we might be able to get like a kind of shot where they're similar to what the geese did, just sort of starting to land in front of us. That one being closer may even help us too, because it could get the other to spook. We're close to 100 meters. I don't know how far away they can flush from. We'll get the bow ready in case they can flush from here. They definitely can, and there's a third one I wasn't aware of. I think we're gonna maybe try to get that first. There we go. Didn't even need this one. He was gonna land quite nicely for us. Couldn't even hit that, but if we can be quick with the shotgun, we'll get him. I think we just center punched this hen. Pretty sure it counts. Says body shot. I want to pick it up and see where we hit it. What's the score? 10.7 is actually kind of a good size hen, and that is going to complete that one. I want to see this because that felt finally like the first good shot, and it is like right basically where the wing meets the body. If I were to shoot that and it was just standing on the ground, that's probably where I would aim. But we got ourselves one bonus pheasant, just kind of got back behind it. So all told, we did 3 missions worth 3,600 GM, plus actually the one kind of from the intro that was a fourth one from the black bear with the recurve. And we also actually did our daily mission, which was just 100 GM today, because we had to, I think, ID female wild boar tracks. And at this point, we're actually not nearly as far in as I thought we would be. I kind of figured we'd be shooting quite a number of geese. I thought that was going to take up a lot of this video, and we did that first try. So, actually, go figure. we're pretty much arriving right back at our goose setup. So, we might go and try to find one more mission. I don't really have anything planned, so we'll look through them, but maybe we can find one that's not going to take too long. I guess it really shouldn't surprise me that much, since we just did 4 of, like, the final missions. But we don't have a lot that are going to give a huge GM reward. But if we can get just a whitetail buck with a lung shot using the 6.5, that'll get us another 800, which isn't bad. And I think probably, if we fast travel to the center tower tent, we probably can get one, if not straight away, pretty soon. Don't know about the whole feral hog being right there, but if we can crawl into our stand, we'll be okay. So naturally, we actually had to move around a little bit, and we do have a buck coming in, but we're going to have to get this doe out of the way. She is directly in the direction that he called from, and of course we don't need the bow for that, but hopefully he's going to be able to come in now. And he's definitely nothing special, but all we need is the antlers. So, if we can try to get a lung shot in there. I hope that wasn't a straight heart, because that's probably possible, but should be good enough. The 6.5's not an underpowered caliber by any means. So we'll get our doe real quick, and then hopefully that is going to be the last animal we needed for our missions. I mean, I think we're going to be good looking at that. And, of course, shoulder blade and heart, so we're going to have to find another one. That is kind of unfortunate, but I did wonder if putting the shot right there would end up with that result. This area up here in front of us is pretty good for whitetail as well, so hopefully there's another hanging around. Well, that might have been one of the more useful mission fails that we've had in a while. That's a much better buck. Of course, right now we don't really have any angle for a lung shot, and he's spooked, but if we can get an estimate, 155 to 180 on a pretty wide buck. He's got some shorter tines, but I can see him being mid-160s to 170. So we'll kind of hang out here. Either he'll calm down and we can call him in, or eventually he might just turn broadside and give us a shot, but I like the look of that a lot better. Bit of a long wait, but we finally, I think, have a shot lined up here. We're going to stay a little further back this time, just to be sure. At the very least, that's got to be back of the near side lung. He actually looks pretty good laying there, so hopefully he's going to top 170, but either way, going to be a good, like, 40 to 50 inches bigger than that last one. It's going to depend on deductions, because I think he had one short tine. We did get a lung there, though, 165, and that is going to complete that mission. So I think if I did the math right, counting the black bear mission, we're plus about 15,000 GM from where we started. So not too bad for one day, and we get to end with a pretty good looking buck. And finally, the sun actually came back out, so I think we're going to go with that. Not too bad at all. We managed to do 2 really difficult missions, 2 that definitely could have been more difficult depending on how they went, and then a whitetail one where we messed up an easy shot and ended up with a better buck, so pretty good result to all that. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.